Have you ever wondered why someone who once liked you suddenly turns cold? Why the one who used to cheer for you now stays silent when you succeed? You didn't do anything wrong. You simply became more real, stronger, freer. And that makes them uncomfortable. Not because you attacked them, but because your very presence awakens the part of them they fear to face. Marcus Aurelius once said, "When another hurts you, they only reveal the part of themselves that remains unhealed." Today, we'll uncover 4 hidden reasons why people suddenly start hating you, even when you've done nothing wrong. I'm Jason, and this is the Stoic Habit. If you feel this is the journey you need, hit subscribe, where each week we train the mind to become untouchable. Let's dive right in. Part 1. The shadow, when your light exposes their darkness. Carl Jung called it the shadow, the hidden darkness inside every human being. No one becomes enlightened by imagining figures of light, but by making the darkness conscious. People hate in others what they haven't yet faced within themselves. The more confident you are, the smaller they feel. The calmer you are, the more their anxiety is revealed. The more independent you become, the more they see their own dependence. They don't truly see you. They see the mirror reflecting the parts of themselves they've refused to admit. That's where we bury everything we don't want to confront: weakness, shame, jealousy, desire, pain. But the shadow never disappears, it only waits for light. And when you walk into a room carrying confidence, kindness, or discipline, you accidentally shine a light on someone else's darkness. They don't see you for who you are. They see the part of themselves they despise the most. Let me tell you a small story. Anna and Marie were close friends in college. Anna was quiet and steady. Marie was energetic and outgoing. When Anna started her own business, she succeeded quickly, yet stayed humble. But slowly, Marie began to change. From celebrating, to silence, to sarcasm. When Anna was invited to speak on stage, Marie said, "She's just lucky. Everyone gets their moment." But no, that wasn't luck. That was the shadow fighting for survival. When you dare to become your true self, you don't just walk against the crowd. You force people to see their own reflection. And those who haven't healed can't stand a mirror that honest. Marcus Aurelius wrote in Meditations, "When another blames you, remember, he does so from his own belief. It is he who suffers, not you." When someone attacks you, they reveal their pain, not your truth. So next time someone grows distant, don't ask, "What did I do wrong?" Ask instead, "What did I do that made them face themselves?" That's the question of someone in control. That's the mindset of the Stoic. Part 2. Projection. The mirror of the mind. There was once a co-worker who said behind your back, "He's so arrogant." But if you listen closely, really closely, what you'll hear underneath those words is, "He has something I don't." That's projection, the ancient defense of the ego. The mind throws out what it cannot bear to face within itself. The one who calls you selfish is often terrified of being abandoned. The one who calls you fake is usually hiding behind a mask. And the one who says you're too ambitious is often drowning in their own procrastination. Carl Jung once warned, "The things that irritate us about others are indicators of what we have not yet accepted in ourselves." That every accusation is a confession in disguise. Look around. Social media has become the perfect stage for projection. People attack what they secretly crave. They mock success because it reminds them of how little effort they've made. They criticize confidence because it exposes their own emptiness. And if you don't understand this, you'll fall right into the trap. You'll defend yourself, explain, justify, trying to prove you're not what they say you are. But that's the mistake. Because the moment you start defending yourself, you're already playing inside their frame. The Stoic does not play that game. Seneca once said, "The greatest remedy for anger is delay." When misunderstood, the wise do not react, they observe. They know that every word spoken reveals the speaker's state of mind, not your worth. Think back to a moment in your own life. You achieved something meaningful, but instead of congratulating you, someone said, "It's not that special." Harmless words, right? But beneath them lies a fortress of insecurity, because if they celebrate you, they must face their own lack of effort. So they devalue you to protect their fragile self-esteem. From a Stoic perspective, the advice is simple. Don't play the mirror game. When they throw their darkness at you, stand still. Be the clear mirror that reflects nothing but truth. Your silence will make them see their own distortion. You don't need to win the argument. You only need to keep your peace. Part 3. The poison of envy. There's an emotion more powerful than hatred, and far more dangerous. It's envy. The emotion that never speaks, only hides in silence. It doesn't scream like anger. It doesn't explode like hatred. It festers quietly, destroying from the shadows. A stranger may admire you, but a friend can feel threatened by your success. Picture this. You and a close friend start a business together. You work late nights. You share the same exhaustion, the same dream. Then, one day, you succeed first. At first, they congratulate you, but slowly, the tone shifts. You start hearing things like, "Busy these days, huh? Don't forget us now that you've made it." You smile, but you feel something change. Not in the words, but in the energy behind them. According to research by Smith and Kim in 2007, envy is the pain we feel when someone else has what we desire, combined with the wish to see them lose it. It's not, "I want what you have." It's, "I want you not to have it." In Stoic language, that's the suffering of an ungoverned soul. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The happiness of those who envy you is not real, because it depends on your misfortune." A person consumed by envy can never be truly happy, because their joy feeds on someone else's pain. Here's what a Stoic would tell you. Don't judge them, understand them. Envy is not a curse against you. It's a sign that you're moving forward. No one throws stones at what has no value. So, how does a Stoic defend against envy? 1. Stay silent in your success. No need to brag, your results will speak for you. 2. Never apologize for growing. If you have to shrink so others feel comfortable, that's not friendship, it's captivity. 3. Keep rising, but stay humble. Let your calmness be your loudest reply. A true story. Thomas Edison was mocked by his colleagues for failing hundreds of times while experimenting with the light bulb. When he finally succeeded, they called him lucky. Edison just smiled and said, "I didn't fail 1,000 times. I simply found 1,000 ways that didn't work." No anger, no defense, just progress. That is the mindset of the untouchable. Part 4. The fire of authenticity. In a world full of masks, living truthfully is an act of rebellion. Society loves the predictable. It rewards those who bend, not those who stand. But the moment you start living authentically, you disrupt the system, because you no longer play by the script they know. I once knew a man everyone called a good person. A good person, he helped everyone, never said no. Until one day, he did. He started saying no. He began protecting his time, his energy, his sleep, and suddenly people called him selfish. But he wasn't being selfish. He was simply done betraying himself. That's the essence of authenticity. When you live by your own values, you threaten those still hiding behind illusions. Your truth exposes their pretending. They'll accuse you, arrogant, cold, different. But behind those words is a quiet whisper of admiration they'll never admit. Seneca once said, "He who is brave is free. The one who dares to live truthfully is the freest of all, because he owes the world no performance." But freedom has a price. You will lose some people, but you will finally find yourself. From a Stoic perspective, every time you choose authenticity, you fortify your inner fortress, the one no one can breach. You don't need to be understood, you just need to be free. And that freedom will always unsettle those still wearing masks. But remember this, when you live authentically, you're not fighting against them. You're simply done fighting against yourself. Part 5. The Stoic Defense, the Art of Keeping Your Peace. A Stoic never seeks to win an argument. They seek to stay untouched by it. Marcus Aurelius was betrayed in his own court. He was slandered, criticized, and attacked. But he never wrote a book to fight back. Instead, he wrote to himself, "The best revenge is not to be like your enemy." When you understand that hatred comes from the darkness within another's mind, you stop taking it personally. You stop carrying their poison as if it were your burden. You start seeing them not as enemies, but as people in pain. And your calm becomes your silent victory. The Stoic defense has 4 unbreakable lines. 1. Detach. Step back from reaction. Pause before you speak, before you get angry. That pause is freedom. 2. Understand. Don't judge, observe. "He hates me" often means he's hurting. 3. Respond, don't react. Act with intention, never from impulse. 4. Live as proof. Don't argue to prove you're right. Live so clearly that no argument is needed. Remember, other people's hatred can only touch you if you open the door. When you stand firm within yourself, no one can shake your peace. Conclusion. So if one day you notice someone suddenly starts hating you, don't rush to fix it. Don't rush to hurt. Just smile. And remember this. You've simply touched the wound they've been hiding. You remind them they could be stronger, but they chose weakness. You remind them they could be free, but they still live in fear. And that's why they attack what they secretly desire. When you understand this truth, you begin to see the world differently. Behind every act of hate, there's a soul starving for love. And when you see that clearly, you stop lowering yourself to fight back. Let them misunderstand you. Let them talk. People speak to soothe their own pain, not to reveal the truth. And the truth needs no defense. It protects itself with light. So, when it feels like the world has turned its back on you, remember this. You're not being abandoned. You're being refined. You're not losing people. You're shedding those who can't walk your frequency. They don't hate you. They hate the feeling that your freedom awakens within them. And your mission isn't to make them comfortable. It's to keep shining, so that those ready to see the light will find you. Never shrink to fit into someone else's small space. Never apologize for outgrowing your past. Never dim your light to make others comfortable in their darkness. Keep walking, calm, steady, untouchable, because peace is the loudest sound you'll ever make in this world. If this message spoke to you, share it with someone who needs strength today. And if you're walking this Stoic path with me, hit subscribe and let's keep growing together, one mindset at a time. And before you go, write one simple promise below. I choose peace over reaction.